Welcome to the step-by-step product creation video tutorial. Now you can create your very own physical or digital information products. It's easier than you think. We're going to follow the table of contents in the ebook, so please refer to the table of contents when you want to review. Let's start with Section 1, Production, Cash-Producing Subjects. How does your business serve others? How do you or your product and service contribute to the improvement of lives? You have to look past the obvious. For example, self-help companies don't sell courses. They sell solutions to your problems. They know people's wants. Courses are a device to attain it. Historically, and most likely forever, people want security, sex, power, immortality, wealth, happiness, safety, health, recognition, and love. How do you or your product and service deliver any of these essential needs? As you begin to brainstorm ideas for your product, keep these customer desires in mind. Let's look at the proper way to brainstorm and narrow down your ideas to find the quickest to market concepts. Let's walk through an example of the brainstorming spreadsheet. You'll find this in detail in the ebook. Step 1, idea generation. Write down everything that comes to mind. There are no bad ideas at this point. Just do a complete brain dump onto the spreadsheet in the idea column. You should get at least 20 to 50 ideas during this process. If you get stuck, go back and look through the list of customer desires to get some ideas. Once you have 20 to 50 ideas or feel like you're finished, then move on to step 2. Of course, if you can come up with 100 ideas, go for it. Now let's move on to step 2, difficulty. In the difficult column, place an H, an M, or an E in the column for each idea. This indicates how difficult it would be based on your experience and skills to turn this idea into a product. Please note, do not ask anyone else to answer this for you, especially by posting in a marketing forum. Only you can answer these questions. Remember that H equals hard, M equals medium, and E equals easy. Once you've placed an H, M, or E next to each idea, move on to step 3. Step 3 is develop. Next to each idea, place an O or an M in the develop column. This will reference who would be responsible to actually do the work for this idea. If you have skills to do the work and want to do the work, then put an M for me. If you don't have the skills or would prefer to pay someone to do the work, then put an O for others. Once you've finished this for every idea on your list, move on to the next step. Step 4 is knowledge. In this step, place an E, an L, or an N next to each idea based on your personal level of knowledge about the subject of the idea. If your idea is an area that you are an expert on, place an E. If your idea is an area where you have some knowledge, but you're not an expert, place an L. If you think the idea is a moneymaker, but you have no personal knowledge of the subject, place an N. After completing that for each idea, let's move on to the final step. Step 5 is prioritize. Okay, now let's prioritize your ideas. Don't get worried, this is going to be so easy. You see, most fail at this point because they try to prioritize their ideas based on their own personal feelings. Essentially, they pick the ideas they like or want to do. Our process is going to make this so simple for you. Number 1 priorities would be easy, me, expert. Why? Because this means it's an easy idea, you'll be doing the work so it's under your control, and you're an expert in the subject. It can't get any better than that. The last priority would be hard, others, no knowledge. Why? Because the idea is hard to create. Others would have to be involved, which would mean extra money, additional time, and limited control, and you have no knowledge of the subject matter. The rest of the categories would be ranked somewhere in the middle. You can even give a number to each letter, so the calculation of the priorities would be simple math. Easy could equal 1, medium equals 2, hard equals 3, me equals 1, others equals 2, expert equals 1, limited equals 2, none is 3. Place those numbers next to each letter in the appropriate columns, and then just add up the totals. Your totals would rank everywhere from 3, the lowest, to 8, the highest. Now you're going to take top 10 ideas and move on to the next section. Depending on how many ideas you have that rank as a 3 or a 4 and so forth, you may have all 3s moving on, or 3s and some 4s, and so forth. If you have more than one idea in the 6th category moving on to the next section, then you might want to consider brainstorming some additional ideas. Now let's evaluate your top product ideas. This is an essential part of the evaluation process that's almost always overlooked. Once you have your top 10 ideas identified from the previous section, you can use the matrix here and in the ebook to evaluate each of the ideas to determine the ones with the greatest opportunity for success. This example shows how I would have scored the 4 ideas shown in the previous section. Review the last section to see which idea was number 1 through number 4. Now compare them with the evaluation matrix above. You'll see that I've identified baby safety kit and blog software as perfect 10s. Now, based on the previous section ranking the baby safety kit as medium, me and limited versus blog software being ranked as hard, others, and none, I'd choose to move forward with the baby safety kit. Use the blank 10-step matrix here or in the ebook to rank your top 10 ideas. You might want to pause the video before moving on. Now let's create a profitable product outline. Now, before you get scared by the thought of creating an outline, it's not as hard as you think. Don't let thoughts of your high school or college English class give you cold feet. Here's an example of what an outline might look like for the baby safety project. Okay, you're probably asking, why do I have to create an outline? Let's get down to some simple basics. Forget about products, forget about books, audios, videos, software, and so forth. What makes the product creation process so extremely simple is that at the core of each product is content. Content. Plain, simple, no frills content. How do we organize content into a meaningful flow? You got it, by creating an outline. And from that content outline, you can create any type of product you wish. It all starts with a meaningful outline. Use the blank outline here or in the ebook to develop a meaningful outline for the product idea you've chosen as your number 1 idea. After you've done that, we'll talk about how and where to find the content for your outline, so you might want to pause the video here. Now let's talk about productive ways to find and create content for your product outline. Most people know about Google.com as the largest search engine in the world. However, few people realize how powerful it is as a research tool. The key is knowing how to tap into Google's research powers. One of the best ways to find content is by using the search string called all-in-URL. You can go to Google.com and type in all-in-URL, and then your key phrase, and search its database for sites that have that key phrase in their URL, either in the domain name or in a file name. For example, I could use something like all-in-URL, baby safety articles, or baby safety, or baby safety kit. You should find some really good content using this method. Let's check out the real-world examples and look at what we would find. And you see a whole list of things: baby-proof your house, baby safety products, baby safety gate. Looks like great content for a book. Simply decide which section from your outline would be the appropriate section for that content to go into. Please note, if you really want to use the content but don't currently have a section devoted to it, you want to consider adding one. Now for the important question: how can you organize your research findings? Glad you asked. Here's an example of a way to organize your content for the Baby Safety Kit. Start by putting the name of your idea and the outline section at the top. In the section below, name and title, the name and/or title of the content you've found. The link is the URL to the content. The expert, or the owner who wrote that content. Type is the content, text, audio, video, and so forth. If you have 3 sections to your outline, you should have 3 of these sheets with content information, one for each section. This way you can quickly see how much content you've accumulated for each section. Once you decide you have enough content in a certain section, you can stop searching and move on to the other sections in your outline. After collecting all the content you want for your product, you have 2 options. First, you can contact the content owner and ask permission to include their content in your product. You can do this whether it's text, audio, video, or whatever. The benefit of including other experts' content is that when it comes time to market it, you've got a built-in partner to help promote it. Second, you can use the collected content as a template and rewrite it. Take each paragraph, consider what it's saying, and then rewrite the idea in your own words, in your own voice. It's easier to edit than stare at a blank white page and start from scratch. Although initially I was 100% committed to writing my own content, I've come to realize the power and the effectiveness of using existing content from the experts. Unless you absolutely have to have the entire product be your words, I'd suggest using expert content along with some of your own content mixed in. So let's summarize section 1. Okay, we've brainstormed our ideas and we've evaluated them based on difficulty and our skill set. We've ranked our top ideas against the 10-step criteria and chosen the best one. We created an outline and found content for each section. With the content outline created, it's just a matter of packaging it in the way we want: book, audio, video, or a combination. So let's move on to the next step and find out how we can package our content. Section 2, the presentation. Let's look at 27 different ways to package a profitable product. Remember, stop thinking of a product, think in terms of content. Think about the outline you built and the content you've collected. That content is your product. The way you package and present it is just window dressing. First, ebooks. This is content converted to a PDF file. You can see a free way to convert content to a PDF later in this action guide. Second, books. Content converted to a PDF file and then sent to a printer. If you want to self-publish your book, you'll see a great print-on-demand, or POD, website later in this action guide. You can print just one book or 25,000. It's a great way to get started with a physical book. Third, newsletters. These are content sections or articles that are either used in an offline newsletter or an online e-zine. A book of content could give you enough content for a year's worth of newsletters. Fourth, blogs. These are content snippets used in an online blogging program. Snippets would be like taking the title in the first paragraph or 2 from an article. The debate is still out on this, but there are some who say you should use the entire article of content for a blog, and others who say you should just use a quick snippet of info to capture the reader's attention. Fifth, there are audiobooks. Record yourself or someone else reading your book of content. Yes, just read it and record it. Voila, you've got an audiobook. Later in this action guide, I'll show you how to do this with a free software product. Sixth, the podcast. Again, record yourself talking about your subject matter. You can read part of your book, like reading sections or chapters of the content, or you can just talk about it. You've done the research. You're now an expert. Just talk about what you know. You can use the free software product from the audiobooks section to record your podcast. Seventh is the audio program. Here you can combine multiple audio CDs in one program. Whenever you gather content for an idea, you'll always have more content than you can fit into a book or ebook. A one CD audiobook could become a full-blown audio program by breaking it into separate CDs for each chapter and adding additional content. 8. A vlogcast. This is just like a blog or a podcast, except it's recording the content as a video instead of text or audio. Although you will have to invest in a camera, either digital video camera or webcam, the software to edit and package the video is completely free. I'll tell you about it later. 9. A video program. It's just like the audio program, except the content is recorded as a video. For example, you could read the book into the camera, or you could be recorded teaching the material to a group. Break the content up into sections and place each section on a separate DVD. 10. Workbooks. Examine your content and create a book or report specifically designed to teach the material. Present the information in a summarized format and have questions for each book chapter or section. 11. Multimedia kits. Put your book, audiobook, and/or video DVD together. 12. Coaching program. Here you can present your content via the telephone or by email, depending on how you structured your coaching program. 13. Teleseminars. Present your content via the telephone, normally in an interview-type format. However, I've listened to a few teleseminars that were just the expert speaking the entire time. 14. Teleworkshops. In this method, you can present your content via telephone in a workbook-type scenario. Make it a smaller group with an interactive layout. 15. Home study course. Combine books, audio programs, video programs, workbooks, and so forth into one product. Anyone who can create enough content for an ebook has enough content to convert their content into a home study course and have a high-end product to promote. 16. Membership site. Include your text, audio, and video content in a secure website where your clients pay you each month for access to the material. The great opportunity here is that it's residual income that continues each month. 17. Radio show. With the power of the internet, anyone can have their own radio show. You can record the content and have it played at various times, or you can do a live show. It's really the same content as a podcast. TV show. Internet TV, or IPTV, is coming very quickly. Just like internet radio, within 1 to 2 years, anyone can build their own TV show on the internet. 19. Syndicated column. As an expert in your field, you may be asked to submit your articles to the newspaper, or you can post your articles on your own website and others can syndicate the content via RSS feeds. 20. Articles. Crop your book content into smaller sections, and you've got a ton of articles you can use online or offline. 21. Mini books or reports. You guessed it, if you have a book with 5 chapters, you could make it into 5 special reports. 22. DVD or CD training. Use your audio CDs and your video DVDs to create a monthly training subscription service. Think Video Professor here. You've already got the content created. Now you need to get clients to pay you for it monthly. 23. A magazine. A magazine is nothing but a large newsletter. The great thing about a magazine, you can get advertisers to pay you money each month to be listed in your magazine. 24. Software. Convert your content into an executable file. You don't have to be a software developer. I used HTML and Flash to package text, audio, and video into an exe. As an exe, I called it software, and it could be promoted with a higher perceived value. 25. Keynote speaking. Summarize your content into PowerPoint slides to speak from when asked to be an expert presenter. 26. Resell rights. Provide others the ability to resell your products and keep 100% of the profits. A pro is a higher perceived value, but a con is you lose control of your product. If you want income, this is a great way to do it. If you have a product you don't want to lose control of, do not do this. The key point when it comes to packaging is that you package your product to meet your need. If you need a viral product, then use a viral package like podcast or special report, etc. If you need an entry-level product, then go with an ebook, book, or audiobook. If you need a high-dollar product, then package products together like books, CDs, workbooks, DVDs, etc. Please note, the most important part of this information is that you notice it all comes from the content we put together based on our ideas outline. There is no difference between the content in an ebook, audio, and video, but depending on the way you package it, you could receive a much higher profit because you've provided a higher value to the client. Make sense? If you can create an ebook, then you can create any of the products and services shown above. They're just various ways to package the exact same content. Let's discuss a free way to package an ebook. For any of the content you will be promoting as a text-based product, the best way to package it is as a PDF file. Several years ago, Adobe Acrobat was the only product to create such a file format. At a cost of $300, it wasn't very cost-effective for the entry-level marketer to take advantage of it. Now, however, there's a free way to create a PDF file to promote. Go to www.cutepdf.com. Here's the full URL. Now download the PDF software and install it on your computer. Then from your word processing program, simply choose it as your print option. You'll then be asked where you want to save the file, pick a location, and save the text document as a PDF file. It's as simple as that to create a high-quality text-based info product for you to promote. Now here's a free way to create and package an audio product. There's free audio software that makes it so extremely easy for anyone to create an audio product. It's called Audacity. Go to audacity.sourceforge.net. Again, here's the full URL. Download the software and install it on your computer. To create an MP3, go to this URL. You'll also find this in the ebook. Download the Lame MP3 encoder. Install it on your computer. You'll use this file to create an MP3 for your audio recording from Audacity. Depending on whether you already have one of those cheap headsets and microphone combinations that some dealers bundle with PCs, you can record an audio without spending a dime. If you don't have a bundled microphone, the ones at Circuit City or Best Buy cost between $8 and $15. From here onward, I'll assume you have Audacity and Lame installed on your PC. Before you record, a few basic setup configurations are required in order to record a podcast. First, connect your microphone to the microphone in connection on your PC. Connect headphones to the stereo line out or headphone jack. That's generally the green audio connection. Don't forget to put those headphones on. A laundry list of audio optimizations for your PC are recommended to keep your system running smoothly during recording. After you launch Audacity, Make sure microphone is selected as the recording source in the drop-down menu on the mixer toolbar. Open the Audacity Preferences window from the File menu. On the Audio I/O tab, verify that your sound card is selected as the device for both playback and recording. In the Channels drop-down box under Recording, choose 1, that's mono. Unless you're using 2 microphones, the stereo option simply duplicates the track, making the file size bigger without a resulting improvement in audio fidelity. Now switch to the Quality tab and choose 44,100 Hz as the default sample rate and 16-bit as the default sample format. Audiophiles will argue that higher sample rates and formats are better, but for spoken word, 44,100 Hz and 16-bit sampling works admirably, especially considering that the resulting output will be MP3. Ignore the rest of the settings on the Quality tab. The File Format tab configures output options. Choose WAV, Microsoft 16-bit PCM, as the uncompressed export format. Leave the OGG export setup untouched. Then find the location to which you extracted the LAME codec to add it to Audacity by clicking on the Find Library button and browsing to the file location. I generally unzip the LAME codec to C:\lame so I can find it easily, but there's no right location. Once you've added LAME support, close the Audacity Preferences window by clicking on OK. Click on the microphone icon in Audacity's meter toolbar to turn on monitoring. You should see a red level indicator moving slightly as it picks up ambient room noise. Talk into the microphone and make adjustments to the volume until you get a level that rises close to the right edge of the meter without turning the far right section solid red. If you get a solid red bar at the far right, the audio is clipping, which means your finished file will sound distorted. Once you've adjusted the level, you're ready to record. With all the preparations out of the way, it's time to create your first audio. Push the record button and start talking. When you finish recording, press the yellow square stop button and save the file in WAV format. Saving is an important step in order to make sure you don't accidentally delete the file. Now it's time to edit the audio file or save it as an MP3 for distribution as your first audio. Editing can be as simple as eliminating all the places you said by highlighting them and deleting them, or as complex as adding a music bed and inserting other audio clips into the recorded file. To keep this simple, we'll assume you're a one-take wonder and you recited a golden monologue for your first audio. To save the file as an MP3, open the Preferences again, choose the MP3 bitrate on the File Formats page. Generally, for audio recording, somewhere between 32 and 64 is good enough without making the file size too big. And it's that simple to create an audio, and completely for free. Now let's talk about a free way to record interviews with experts. At some point, you will probably want to hold teleseminars or just simply record phone interviews with experts in your idea subject area. Most use a service that charges them a fee per call, sometimes a flat rate, or sometimes based on the number on the line. Some marketers use a free software product called Skype to make free phone calls. The problem is that Skype doesn't allow you to record the phone call. Now, there's a free software product called Gizmo that lets you make free phone calls and record the call. Perfect for marketers holding seminars or doing interviews. Go to www.gizmoproject.com. Download the free software, install it on your computer, and then purchase the number of minutes you want. For call recording, at the bottom of the call control drawer on your Gizmo, you will find 3 buttons: Record, Hold, and Mute. After a call is connected, you can press the Rec for Record button, and Gizmo will begin recording the call. The file is placed by default on your desktop, but you can specify a location in your software options preferences. The file is a WAV file and should be playable from any media player like QuickTime or Windows Media Player. When you begin recording the call, the other party will hear an announcement, "Call being recorded." You will not hear the announcement. When you finish recording, the announcement will tell the other party, "Call recording stopped." If you want an MP3 rather than a WAV file, you can import it into Audacity and save it as an MP3. Please note, recording calls is legally restricted in certain countries, states, and localities around the world. It is your responsibility to understand and comply with any laws that may apply to you or the person you are calling. Now here's a free way to create a membership area. If you want to be financially free, you truly should have at least one form of residual income, where the income keeps coming each month. A membership site or content management system, or CMS, is the best way to organize your content and charge a recurring income. Stop looking at the membership site systems that charge you hundreds of dollars for setup and monthly fees. There are tons of high-quality open-source CMS solutions. To see a list, go to this URL at www.opensourcecms.com. You can click on the full URL in the ebook and the accompanying resource guide. Now here's a free way to package a digital product for download. Sometimes you'll want to bundle your files together and allow your clients to download them digitally from your website. Some web hosts will not allow you to download exe files. If you try to link directly to a PDF, MP3, or other audio-video file, it will try to play rather than download. So it's great to zip the files into a single file the clients can download easily. Go to www.coffeecup.com/zip-wizard/. Then here's a free way to edit and package a video. When it comes to free video editing software for PCs, there's little doubt that Microsoft's Movie Maker is the most robust and feature-rich product to use. It ships free with Windows XP, or you can download it here at the Microsoft site. Again, this link and the ones that follow are available in the ebook or the resource guide. For other options, if you're looking for other options for free video editing, try these resources at www.desktopvideo.about.com. You should note that desktop video comes with pop-ups. Now here's how to capture video from a tape in a DV camera. Connect your digital video camera to your computer. In most cases, this requires an IEEE 1394 or FireWire adapter on your PC and a FireWire cable to connect your camera. On the camera, set the camera mode to play the recorded video. This is often labeled VTR or VCR on a digital video camera. First, start Movie Maker. To start Movie Maker, click Start, point to All Programs, point to Accessories, and then click Windows Movie Maker. Then on the File menu, click Capture Video. Alternatively, in the Movie Tasks pane under Capture Video, click Capture from the video device. On the Video Capture Device page, in Available Devices, click the DV camera. Then in the Enter a File Name for your captured video box, enter a name for the captured video file. Then in the Choose a Place to Save Your Captured Video box, select the location where you want your video to be saved, or click Browse to select a location. Next, on the Video Settings page, choose the video setting you want to use for capturing video and audio. On the Capture Method page, click Capture the entire tape automatically. The tape in the DV camera will rewind. Capture will begin automatically and ends when the video tape ends. Next, select any of the following commands. To separate the video into smaller clips, select the Create Clips When Wizard Finishes checkbox. To stop capturing before the end of the videotape, click Stop Capture, and then click Yes in the resulting dialog box to save the video that's been captured. Finally, to close the video capture wizard, click Finish. The captured content will be imported into a new collection with the same name as the specified video file. Now let's look at capturing parts of a video from a tape in a digital video camera. If you want to capture just parts of a video from a tape, rather than the entire video, perform the first 5 steps in the preceding procedure, and then the following steps. First, on the Capture Method page, click Capture Parts of the Tape Manually. To separate the video into smaller clips, select the Create Clips When Wizard Finishes checkbox. Next, to prevent audio from playing while capturing video, select the Mute Speakers checkbox. Locate the video and audio you want to capture from your tape by either using the controls on your DV camera or VCR or the DV camera controls in the wizard. To begin capturing video, select Start Capture. The tape will play automatically and capture will begin. When the tape reaches the point at which you want to stop capturing, click Stop Capture. Repeat these steps for each part of the videotape you want to capture. When you've finished capturing, click Finish to close the video capture wizard. The captured content will be imported into a new collection with the same name as the specified video file. Now here's how to capture video from tape in an analog camera or VCR. Analog video capture is useful when you have older video content, such as a VHS tape, and want to convert it to digital. Or you may have an older camcorder that only provides analog outputs, such as composite or S-video. Performing analog capture requires a hardware device that can take video input from a composite or S-video signal and convert it to digital data. To capture video in Windows Movie Maker from an analog video camera or VCR, first connect your analog camera or VCR to your computer's capture device. Then set the camera mode to play recorded video, often labeled VTR or VCR on an analog camera. Open Windows Movie Maker. On the File menu, click Capture Video. On the Video Capture Device page, do the following. First, in Available Devices, click the analog device you want to use to capture video. In the Video Input Source list, click the input line you want to use. Next, if you want to adjust and configure the video capture device settings, click Configure. Then, in the Audio Device list, click the audio capture device you want to use, and then in Audio Input Source, click the input line you want to use. To adjust the volume of your captured audio, move the input level slider to the level you want to use. Then, in the Enter a File Name for your captured video box, enter a file name for your captured video file. In the Choose a Place to Save Your Captured Video box, select the location where you want your video to be saved, or click Browse to select a location. On the Video Setting page, select the video setting you want to use for capturing video and audio. To separate the video into smaller clips, select the Create Clips When Wizard Finishes checkbox. To prevent audio from playing over your speakers while capturing video, select the Mute Speakers checkbox. To automatically stop capturing after a time period has elapsed, select the Capture Time Limit checkbox and then type or select the length of time you want to capture. Time is displayed in the form of hours and minutes, H:MM. Now, using the controls on your analog camera or VCR, locate the video and audio you want to capture from your tape. In Movie Maker, click Start Capture, and then press the play button on your analog camera or VCR. You'll have to do one of the following. When the tape reaches the point at which you want to stop capturing, click Stop Capture, and then press the Stop button on your analog camera or VCR. Or, if you've selected the Capture Time Limit checkbox, wait for the specified amount of time for video to be captured, and then press the Stop button on your analog camera or VCR. Repeat the previous steps for each part of the videotape you want to capture. When you've finished capturing, click Finish to close the video capture wizard. Next, we'll review how to capture live video. When your camera is connected to your computer, you can use Movie Maker to capture video directly to your hard drive without saving the video to tape first. Start by connecting your camera to your computer as we described previously. Set the mode on your camera to capture live video and audio. This is often labeled camera mode. Start Movie Maker on your computer and begin the video capture. Choose your device and configure the device settings as we explained in the previous section. Enter a file name for your video and choose a place to save your video. Next, on the video setting page, select the video setting you want to use for capturing video and audio. To separate the video into smaller clips after the wizard completes and the video is captured, select the Create Clips When Wizard Finishes checkbox. To prevent audio from playing over your speakers while capturing video, select the Mute Speakers checkbox. To begin capturing, click Start Capture. To stop capturing, click Stop Capture. And repeat these steps to capture another segment of live video. Finally, click Finish to close the video capture wizard. The captured content will be imported into a new collection. Now let's discuss what to do with your video once it's in Movie Maker. You can build a storyboard. Movie Maker automatically divides your video into segments to make it easier to drag and drop the parts you want onto the storyboard where you put your movie together. To build a storyboard, import your video to your PC. You'll see your clips in the Collections view. Double-click on each clip to see how it looks in the preview window. Once you've decided which ones you want to put in your movie, click and drag the clips to the storyboard in the order in which you'd like them to appear in your final movie. To arrange your clips on the storyboard, just drag and drop them to a different location. Now you can edit your clips. Trim your clips to get exactly the footage you need. To edit clips, in the timeline view, click on the clip you'd like to trim. In the preview window, drag the scroll bar slowly and watch as the video progresses. Stop at the point where you want to trim the clip. On the clip menu, click Set Start Trim Point. Now continue to drag the process indicator until you reach the desired end point of your clip. On the clip menu, click Set End Trim Point. Now you have trimmed your clip. You can also add audio. A soundtrack can really draw your audience in and add fun to your home movies. Just import your favorite clips and then drag them to the timeline. To add audio, in the task pane, click on the Import Audio or Music. Navigate to the music track you'd like to add to your movie. Click on Import. The music track will appear in your collection view. Click on Show Timeline button in the storyboard section of your screen and drag your music track to the audio music level of the timeline. Next, let's look at converting the video. Once you've crafted your video to be the way you want it, you'll need to make sure it's either an MPG or FLV format for best video results. Here are some free converter software links to transform your video to any format you want. You can link to these in the ebook or the resource guide. At the video help site, you'll see lots of technical information about each one of the formats. You'll also see information on NTSC, which is the American standard, and PAL, which is the European standard. Video compression information, bitrate information, audio compression, and so forth. Also tells you whether the quality is good, to great, excellent, etc. A good general source of information. The CNET download information gives you an absolutely free Flash encoder, gives you some general information about that, and allows you to download it again for free. The PC World site includes lots of information about downloads in any kind of format that you would desire. Again, there are a number of other sites listed in your resource guide. Section 3, Promotion. Here we'll discuss the 10-step sales letter process. First, here's the 10-step sales letter template. Using this 10-step sales letter template will make it extremely easy for anyone to put together a profit-pulling sales letter. You don't need years of training or a huge course to create a good sales letter. The 10-step sales letter system will, 1, grab their attention. The first step in any advertising campaign is to get them to take notice of what you have to offer. If you don't grab their attention, they will never get far enough in your offer to have a chance to buy. Here are 3 headline templates you can outright steal. Who else wants? People love getting something that everyone is using. This headline tells them that many people are acting on this offer, and they probably should too. Or here's exactly how to. People love getting information that shows them specifically how to do something. If they're going to learn how they can do something that they want to learn to do, and you use this headline, you're in the money. Attention, the quick way for you to blank without all of the blank. This headline cashes in on a few things everyone wants. Something fast and without something that has previously been holding them back. Just fill in the blanks and you have a ready-to-go headline. 2, expose their wound and provide the Band-Aid. When you're selling something, you want to make sure that you expose the real problem or thing that's been causing your reader pain. If they've been trying to baby safe their house, but it always seems that they've forgotten something because the baby is getting hurt, expose that. Remember, you're not doing this to hurt their feelings, but to expose the pain that they are already feeling so that you can level with them. Once you show that you not only understand their pain, but have been there yourself, you start to build a bond with the reader. They think, hey, this person knows exactly what I'm going through. They've gone through the same situation. It's getting to this point that really gives you the power to move further with your message. Once you've befriended them and got their pain right out in front of them, it's time to give them the solution. Since they already know that you've been there too, they have a higher amount of trust for you, and this is your chance to give them a Band-Aid for their wound. Show them that you have not only been there, but that you went through the school of hard knocks and have put together something that lets them skip that school. 3, prove yourself. If it isn't immediately clear why the reader should trust you at this point in your offer, it's time to take care of that. If a reader doesn't trust you or doesn't think that you have the credentials to be teaching them what they say you are, they won't buy. This is the time to put up testimonials on your website from other customers or people who have used your product or service. You might mention training, experiences, and awards that you've received that make you uniquely qualified to help them out with their problem. Make sure before you move on, you have your credibility as solid as steel. 4, tell them how your product helps them. It's here that you tell your reader exactly what your product or service is going to help them achieve. In the case of the baby safety kits, it's going to help them create a nurturing, safe, and comfortable place for their baby to grow up in. You want to draw out every benefit you can think of here to make sure that they realize all of the benefits in the product. For example, here are a couple more of the baby safety kit examples. The baby safety kit will help you save money while you make your home safe for your baby. The baby safety kit is easy to use and extremely fast to put to use. Remember to draw out every benefit the user gets from your product. 5, prove yourself through others. Once you've presented all of your benefits to your readers, it's time to prove yourself and add more credibility to your offer through the eyes of other people. This is the specific section of your offer in which you should offer testimonials of your product's usefulness from other people who have used it. You can use audio, video, or text testimonials, whatever best matches your offer. Another way to add more credibility is through third-party reviews or sites that have written up what they think of your product. You can post this right on your site or link to it. The whole key in this section is really to give your reader a better view of your product or service in other people's words, so it doesn't sound like you're tooting your own horn. 6. The offer. In this part of the letter, you want to create an offer that the reader would just plain be stupid to pass up. I know that's a harsh way of putting it, but it's dead-on accurate and exactly what you want to accomplish. You want to make the offer so great that the person is literally thinking, I'd be an idiot if I didn't take advantage of this. Some people call this the irresistible offer, and that's what you need to create. You want to pile on the benefits of what they get and show them why the price is so low for what they get. Think of this section as offering people 10 times the amount of money you're asking for. If you want to make a $47 sale, offer them $470 in value. 7. Guarantee. Everyone visiting your site will feel some kind of risk in making the purchase. It doesn't matter how great a job you've done with the presentation of your offer. As humans, we have a natural tendency to be hesitant to part with our money. The objective of your guarantee is to reverse the risk from your potential customer onto yourself. You want to tell them that there is no risk and that if they have any problems, they can ask you for a no-hassle refund. Here's a guarantee template you can steal. No hassle, no questions asked, 100% guarantee. You have zero risk when you grab our product. In fact, I don't even want you to decide right now. Get the product, take it for a test drive for 90 days, and if you honestly don't feel that you got your money's worth, I don't want your money. Simply contact me telling me that you would like a refund and I will issue a courteous and quick refund, no hassles. What do you have to lose? The risk is all on me to deliver. If you don't like the product or it just isn't for you, I lose, not you. That guarantee works like gangbusters and can be easily adapted to your specific product or service. 8. Put up a limit. To create urgency in your offer and make people want to take action fast, you need to put a limit on something in your offer. This is called the scarcity tactic. What you do is limit the amount of copies you'll be selling, or you limit the current price and tell them that the price will increase after so many purchases. You can also offer bonuses that will only be available to the first X number of people that take action. The key here is to give them an extra reason to take action. You want them to think, if I don't act right now, I might not get the product. I might have to pay more, or I will lose out on those awesome bonuses. Make sure that you use at least one limit tactic in your offer to create the urgency to take action. 9. Tell them what to do. Most people don't think that they need to tell their potential customers exactly what to do, but in all actuality, you need to treat them like a third grader. I'm not implying to treat them like an idiot, but you want to make it impossible to be confused. If you want them to order, tell them to order now. If they have to click on an order link, tell them about it. Click here in order to go through our secure and encrypted order form. There should be no question as to what it is that you want them to do. Give them precise instructions, tell them what steps to follow, and make their ordering process idiot-proof. 10. Warn them. This is the last part of your letter, and you use this time to give them a stern warning about what they have to lose. Mention the limit that you've imposed, whether it be the price, the quantity of copies sold, or the bonuses that are only available to a limited number of customers. You really want to reinforce the fact that they have everything to lose if they miss out on this opportunity. Bring back a few statements that re-emphasize the pain that your product is going to help them solve. Tell them that they can rid themselves of that pain if they take action today, and warn them of the pain they will continue to feel if they don't act today. Now here are some free blog alternatives and how to use them profitably. If you're not already blogging, then you should consider including it in your marketing promotion. Confused by all the choices? Here's the best blog comparison chart I've found so far. Go to www.asymptomatic.net/blogbreakdown.htm. And remember, you can link from the resource guide. How to properly write an article and where to submit it for the best results. There are steps that you can take to writing an effective article. First, choose an attention-grabbing title. Whether or not someone even reads your article at all is dependent upon your title. This is especially important when you submit it to directories and publishers where there are hundreds of entries. Here are some templates you can use for your titles. How to do something in X number of steps, or how to blank in blank time frame, or the real secret to quickly blank, or 2 top ways to, or 3 little known tips to, or the hidden costs of, well, you get the idea. Then determine 3 to 5 points of interest. Use the chapters or sections of your original outline to come up with the 3 to 5 main points for your article. You'll want your article to be 500 to 750 words, so write 3 to 5 sections that are about 100 words each, along with an opening and a closing. With all the content you've collected, this should be simple. Next, write an interesting opening sentence. Your title gets them to take a look, and you want to get them into the main body of your article immediately. There are several things you can do in this opening sentence to lure readers in deeper. You can ask a question, or reveal something startling, or inject emotion, or present a problem. Finally, close with a call to action. Your mission is to get them to move on to your desired action. When they finish reading your article, they're going to do something other than just sit there and stare. They've got a ton of options, and only one of them is to do what you want them to do. What you want to do is lead the reader to your resource box. You do this by bridging the gap between your article and your resource box. You create a transition between the two. In your article conclusion, you'll summarize the 3 to 5 points you made in the article. Your resource box should reference something related to those 3 to 5 points. It will draw the reader to click to your site. Whether you're submitting your articles to directories, posting your articles to your website, or inserting your articles into viral ebooks to be passed around the web, your number one goal is to get subscribers onto a list. And your number 2 goal is to get them to your sales letter. Here's how you can do it. Give away a free report or mini course in your resource box and place that freebie at the top of a sales letter, or redirect them to a sales letter after they've joined a list. In the ebook and resource guide, you'll find a long list of great links for article submission. I'll show you just a few here. First, let's look at www.homebasedbusinessopportunities.com. Now let's look at worldwidefreelance.com. Now let's look at ezinearticles.com. And finally, submityourarticle.com. But do take the time to go through the whole list in the ebook and the resource guide. Now let's talk about effective podcast promotional strategies. Before we go through this section, let's go to www.apple.com/iTunes. Here's how podcasts with iTunes 4.9 works. To access podcasts through iTunes, you select the podcast source and you will see an empty playlist. At the bottom of iTunes, you will see the option podcast directory. Simply press that option with your mouse pointer and you will be taken to the iTunes podcast directory. From the iTunes podcast directory, you have quick access to the most popular podcasts. but you can also drill down into categories for a wider selection as well. Publishing your podcast to iTunes is as simple as submitting your podcast RSS feed link to the iTunes directory. You'll need to have an iTunes account, it's free, in order to do so, and you will be asked your iTunes login credentials. All you do is click the Publish a Podcast link from the main podcast directory page in iTunes, located in the upper left of the page, and you'll be stepped through the process easily. Once you confirm settings, you then click the Publish button, and you get a confirmation page informing you that your podcast will be reviewed before being available in the iTunes podcast directory. A leading Wall Street analyst predicts that by 2008, 100 million Windows users will own an iPod. The iPod is driving significant business in other areas for Apple, to include iTunes downloads and seamless integration between iTunes and iPods. Imagine your audio files streaming through the millions of iPods. It all starts by getting it listed in the iTunes directory. So go for it. Now here's how to create a viral product and make it buzz. The most powerfully written instruction manuals for making your products and content go viral is Seth Godin's Idea Virus. Let's go to www.sethgodin.com/ideavirus/01-getit.html. Click the Download It link, and you can download the free PDF file. Now, to further your buzz education of the power of word of mouth, you need to become a BZZ agent. Go to www.bzzagent.com. Not only can you become a BZZ agent and get access to free information and products, but you get an insider viewpoint of viral buzz promotion. ClickBank is the source we recommend for payment processing, so go to www.clickbank.com. ClickBank offers payment processing and affiliate program management built in. They even pay your affiliates every 2 weeks. Get signed up today for the Internet's up-and-coming leader in the digital marketplace. Next, there's the issue of resale rights. You can sell your ebook for $27, or you can sell the resale rights for it for $67 or $97. I created a software product and sold it for $47. I sold the resale rights for $97 and a customized resale rights for $147. I couldn't believe that in the first month I actually sold more resale rights than I did the software by itself. Resale rights are a very profitable opportunity once you become an info product creator. There is one downside, though. Don't get attached to your product. Don't get stuck in the mindset that this product is everything to you. I made that mistake. When I launched my first product and made over $30,000 in the first 30 days, I thought it would continue forever. What I didn't realize was that because I sold resale rights to many marketers, I would very quickly lose control of my product. The product itself was a tremendously popular product and very successful. However, after 2 to 3 months, my income had dropped to just a few $100s per month, even though other marketers were still selling thousands of dollars each month. As an info product creator, you can overcome this. You can create products from scratch for the sole purpose of selling resale rights. Create a product, sell resale rights, bank your profits, and move on to your next product. I've made products in as little as 3 to 4 hours, and you can too. Here's how to become a marketing forum champion. There are many marketing forums on the internet. Some are good, some are not. One is the marketing forum of choice and the one you must go to right now and become a member. Go to www.warriorforum.com/forum, and remember, these links are clickable on the resource guide. If you bring your positive attitude and an open mind, you will learn more from these successful marketers than from most of the marketing products floating around the internet. Then there are the additional resources that I'd like you to look at. First, how to publish your own physical book for less than $10. That's for just one. The higher the quantity, the lower the price. Once you have your content in an ebook format, it's just a one-step process to get a physical book printed. Stop thinking that it's a long drawn-out process and a complicated process. It's not. Go to www.lulu.com. Lulu.com is a full-featured online print-on-demand service that will print one book or 10,000 depending on your specific need. Because there are no minimum orders, it's perfect for the info product creator who's just getting started and wants to have a physical book to promote. The book could be sold separately. The book could be combined with audios and/or videos as a kit or a home study course. The book could be used for a bestseller promotion on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. But if you're going to get your book listed in the major bookstores, then you need an ISBN. That's the International Standard Book Number. If you go through the normal channels, you'll be faced with a $300 plus price tag to get the ISBN. Using Lulu.com, you can get one for as low as $34.95. And here's how to produce a CD or DVD for less than $7. Again, that's for just one. The higher the quantities, the lower the price. As an info product developer, you will definitely need to be able to create CDs and DVDs. After getting this far, I hope it's crystal clear that it's all just content. It's just as easy to convert it to audio, video, or software as it is to convert it only to an ebook. Once you get your audios and videos created, if you don't have a way to produce them on your own, here's an outstanding resource for you. Go to www.diskmakers.com/CD-ROM. This is the business section of diskmakers.com. You can either have them create hundreds or thousands of CDs or DVDs at a time, or you can use their self-service section to create them one or two at a time. If you're just starting out, you may want to use the self-service functionality so you can order just a few at a time. As business gets better, you can migrate that product to their full-service business section and produce larger quantities. To access their self-service section, go to duplication.diskmakers.com/MCM, and remember to see the link in the resource guide. In conclusion, I hope I achieved the two goals I had for this course on creating your own product. Number one, to prove to you that products are just content in different packages. I think once you see this for what it really is, then you can understand that it's just as easy to create an audio or video as it is to create an ebook. I'm tired of seeing people trapped by some invisible force that keeps them from believing they can create high-end multimedia products. You can. And my second goal? To keep each step of the process as short and concise as possible. This is actually longer than I wanted this action guide to be, but I think I've done the best I could at packing a lot of information together to give you the greatest opportunity to take action. So, take action. Now.